Hey everybody, welcome back to the J-Chip Show. My name is J-Chip and today we're going to be reviewing Ghosts and Goblins for the NE.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing, J-Chip?
Oh, hey Captain Algebra, how you doing?
Give me that crap. You already know this game sucks. Why review it?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Maybe if I just reviewed crappy games, maybe I'd be more successful like that one YouTuber that talks about diarrhea and shit, but I don't know, man. You're right. This game does suck.
Wait a minute. It's December. Don't you review a GTA game in December?
Oh yeah, you're right. It is December. I gotta go review a GTA game. But the question is, which GTA game am I going to review? I already did GTA 3 and Vice City, so obviously I should do San Andreas next, right? Nah. We'll do this one instead.
Wait, why are you reviewing Liberty City Stories and not San Andreas?
Well, yes, the natural progression would be GTA 3, Vice City, and then San Andreas, but I kind of wanted to look at these PSP ports first before I get to the biggest one on the console. And hey, Cap, since you're here, this game is also on the PSP, and I know you got one. Why don't you check out the game on the PSP?
I do have a PSP, but I don't have that game. Sorry, J-Chip.
Oh, don't worry. I know someone who will have the game.
So, can you promise me my team will win the Super Bowl? I paid a lot of money for the rest of the screw of a J-Chip scene. I really need to make him review... crap, he's calling me. One sec. Hey J-Chip. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Hobo, do you have a PSP? I'm reviewing GTA Liberty City Stories on the PS2, and since it already came out on the PSP, I thought it would be a fun idea to have you come on and talk about it since I lack a PSP.
Unfortunately, no. I actually got rid of it recently. Hi, I'd like to sell this PSP.
So what you trying to get for this PSP?
I want revenge. Sorry about that. No, I'm just trying to downsize, so I'm not really looking for a price yet, Just, you pick.
I think we've all been there. But still, $17 is the best I can do.
Alright, that works. So sorry, J-Chip, but I can't... Oh, sorry, excuse me, I have to get there real quick. Okay, it's a package. It's from J Santa. Alright, let's see what the... This is the PSP I just sold. And it has Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories saved on it. How did you... You know what? I don't need to know. Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Alright, now that Hobo is working on the PSP version, let's take a look at Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories on the PlayStation 2. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories is a prequel to Grand Theft Auto 3. It takes place in the exact same city. The only difference is it's the 90s and there's motorcycles, which is pretty cool. The story follows Tony Cipriani, a loyal and ambitious member of the Leone crime family. After a 4-year absence from Liberty City, Tony returns to find that the family is facing internal conflicts and external threats from rival gangs. If Tony wants the appreciation from the mob boss as well as his own mother, he needs to do some complicated missions in order to gain their trust to be a top-tier member in the gang. Liberty City Stories retains the classic GTA formula as the previous titles. Nothing really new is added in terms of gameplay, but that's okay. And there's a lot of fun to be had with driving around, shooting up bad guys, and causing mischief. My only real negative I have towards the game is shooting doesn't really seem to be that great. Snipers especially just seem really stiff when you're trying to aim, and sometimes it's just better to run people over with your car instead of just shooting them. But you do learn to get used to it, and overall it's not so bad once you get the hang of it. There's a wide variety of weapons you can choose from. There's a ton of machine guns, shotguns, pistols, sniper rifles you can use, explosives. There's a lot of really cool weapons that you can use in this game. There's also a lot of really cool melee weapons like baseball bats, police sticks, katanas, even a goddamn chainsaw. And all are really fun to use, especially the chainsaw. Driving this game is just like the previous ones, nothing to write home about, but I do think motorcycles are a bit more fun in this one compared to Vice City, if I had to compare it to the others. I don't know, for whatever reason, I just found the motorcycles in this game to be a bit more useful than the others, and they were a lot of fun to use. If you play Grand Theft Auto 3, you should be very familiar with the layout of this game, considering it's the exact same map as Grand Theft Auto 3's map, which is pretty nice because I didn't ever feel lost. I knew the place pretty well. Even if you feel like you might be lost, I feel like it's really easy to navigate yourself. There's a game map in here that's pretty nice. The compass will help you out. Overall, you shouldn't be too lost in this game. I've always found Liberty City to be a really fun place to roam around in. It's got a really dark atmosphere to it, and I don't know, the colors of it, it's all really bleak, but there's still a lot of fun to be had with this map. There's a ton of places to explore. The middle map is really nice, especially during the nighttime. I do kind of prefer the bright and colorful Vice City over Liberty City. But Liberty City is a great setting for a Grand Theft Auto game, and I do hope they go back to it one day. Visually, this game looks exactly like the previous GTA games. It's a little blocky, a little janky, but to me, it's okay. I think this game still holds up like the others. The cars look fine to me, the character models look good. I love the tone of the visuals and the backgrounds. I think they all look pretty nice. Story-wise, this game is pretty solid. Tony Cipriani is a pretty solid character, and it's nice to see how he got himself involved with the gang and why Leon is having these issues. And it's really neat to see this backstory that we didn't really get in GTA 3. Tony Cipriani is a prominent character in GTA 3, and he's definitely one of the more interesting characters you come across, as well as Donald Love. And it's really nice to see how they connect and what happened before then, because honestly, they were the most interesting characters of Grand Theft Auto 3. Tony does actually go through some minor character development. It's not a ton, but I do appreciate that they give the character some growth. And what I really liked about Tony is that he has a really funny personality. He's a pretty funny character, and you sympathize with him. You know, his mom's kind of a piece of shit. He's kind of in a shit situation, but you root for him because he wants to be successful, and who doesn't want to be successful? If I had to knock this game for a reason or two, it would have to be the missions. Some of the missions were a little bit too samey in my opinion. The really good missions are the ones that stood out, but a lot of them kind of blend together and are a little bit too one note. And a lot of them really aren't that difficult. The only ones that'll give you a true challenge are the ones with time. But even then, those are pretty generous with the time, and it's not too bad. You'll probably get through this game pretty easily, in my opinion. Nothing was really frustrating. However, there are some really fun missions in this one. My favorite being the one where you're on the boat and a bunch of dudes with chainsaws is coming after you and you have to blast your way out of there. That one's a really fun mission. And I also really like the last mission when you're on the lighthouse. That was a lot of fun. Sound-wise, I thought this game was amazing. The voice acting is superb, just like all the other GTA games, and the radio is awesome. Now, I didn't really listen to any of the songs in this game. I'm sure they're pretty good, but for me, if I'm going back to Liberty City, I'm checking out Chatterbox. Now, unfortunately, Chatterbox isn't necessarily in this game. It's just radio stations with a bunch of different talk show hosts, and I kind of like that. It's a bit more... There's a bit more variety, and I really enjoyed it. I thought some of the hosts were also really funny. I just thought it was a really funny talk show radio. Overall, I had a really good time with Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. It's not my favorite entry by any means, but I still think it's a really fun game and is a good entry, and I think you all should check it out, either on the PS2 or the PSP. There's a ton of variety in this game. It's still GTA 3, but with a new character and some motorcycles, and I think that's really cool. The story was interesting. Tony Cipriani is a pretty solid character, and despite it being a little slow in the beginning, I still really enjoyed it. Now, Hobo should be done with the PSP version, so let's go see how he's doing.
Yes! Yeah! What? Huh? Oh, sorry, G-Chip. I want to play Splatoon. Here's what I have to say about the game.
Most of my time with this game was when I wasn't recording, So, while I didn't have time to finish the game, due to having my own Christmas special to do and, life, I was able to form an opinion of the game. This is, for the most part, the same GTA you know and love. The full game is right here, as far as I'm aware, front and center on the PSP. It plays well with only a few minor frame dips, and it also has multiplayer, but I wasn't able to test it. The full game, like I said, potentially fits right here on the UMD, and the PSP, being a handheld, you can take the mayhem on the go. There is, however, a big issue here.
Alright, so this is a PSP in case you forgot what it looks like. Notice anything missing? That's right, a second stick, and a second set of shoulder buttons for L2 and R2. You know what that means? Controlling the camera in this game is a bit of a hassle. Now this is an issue for a lot of 3D PSP games. Now most of them use the D-pad to turn the camera, but you can't do that here. No, for this game, to move the camera, you have to hold the L button and move the stick to move the camera. This creates a few issues. For one thing, you can't move while you're doing it. So if you're in a firefight and you need to change the camera, good luck. And on top of that, if you want to do a drive-by, there goes your steering. Now, for some people that might be a deal breaker, but you know what, if you're a big PSP fan, you might be able to let it slide. Oh, but you can't just tap the L button to center the camera behind you, which is nice.
Now, like I said, for some, that's a deal breaker. But if you love the PSP, warts and all, you're willing to overlook that, and you can enjoy the game. If that's you, cool, you have lots to like here. Especially since, like I said, it's portable, the sleep mode, and the multiplayer, which I'm not sure exists in the console port. So all these nifty features are cool, and if that's enough to make you overlook the lack of a second stick, this is the perfectly fine version. I should mention one last thing though. See, we alluded to this in the intro, but I didn't purchase this game. I played a ROM on a modded PSP. I normally wouldn't even mention that, but in this instance I feel like I need to. Because from what I understand, PSP games played this way tend to run better since they don't have to stream from the disc, which can slow the game down. Take that with a grain of salt though.
Man, I remember the GTA games on PS2. Vice City's still my favorite GTA game of all time. I used to hate San Andreas because of one flying mission, but I finally got past a couple years ago. Those are some great games.
And there you have it. That's Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories on the PS2. Hey Cap, how did I do?
Alright, well I'm glad I helped you avoid disaster and not review crappy games. Don't try that again.
Don't worry, Cap. I learned my lesson. This game really does suck. Now I don't have to review any more crappy games, thanks to you, Captain Algebra, so I appreciate it, bud.
Very good, man. I could really go for some eggnog right now.
Right there with you, bud. For whatever reason, reviewing GTA games always gets me thirsty, but got my eggnog here. Cheers, buddy.
Wait a minute. What brand of eggnog is that?
Oh, it's Kemp's Vanilla Eggnog. Isn't that the one you always drink?
Come on, man. You know that's not the right eggnog. It's Kemp's Golden Eggnog. Everyone knows this is the best.
Ow, my
This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. And thanks to all these people here. These are J-Chip's Patreon supporters, and he appreciates every one of you. Whew! Man, playing Grand Theft Auto is thirsty work. I'd go for a drink. Uh-oh.